Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Chaos, good morning, Norman, or good afternoon in some places. The NASDAQ is at the gap fill at yesterday's close right now, 25,003. The ES is right now below the VWAP, the green line right here, the volume weighted average price, tapping the 200 SMA, the 200-day simple moving average, and a little below the 100-day moving average as well. So to start, Bitcoin is coming down slightly. Bitcoin was up 0.28% around 3 a.m. and just slowly coming down. Ethereum's down 0.3%. Solana's down 0.7%. XRP is up 0.25%. Doge is down 0.6% as well. Do have stuff on the docket today. So, world leaders at UNGA all day, and Trump will be speaking there at 9:50 a.m. EST today. Then 11 a.m., 11:10 a.m. Trump bilateral meeting. Then 1 p.m. Trump bilateral meeting. Then 2:30 Trump multilateral meeting. So very heavy news day. Very heavy news day. Stocks at all-time highs. Again, I'm not going to bet against it. We're in a great melt-up. I'm just going to go with trend today. Could be a choppy day. We'll just have to see. I'm really eyeing the 25,000 level. If we drop there, we're probably going to the low pre-market. At least 24,973. But to be honest, probably a little below that. Could tap. It would make sense if it came down to 24,890. But I'm not going to bet on it. Nvidia is strong. News with OpenAI yesterday, they invested $100 billion into Intel, etc., etc. So I'm not going to bet against Nvidia any longer. I tried too many times yesterday, went against trend, and got burnt. Thankfully, the result ended good, but the execution was terrible. I didn't like it. The docket for today, 9:45 a.m. U.S. S&P Services PMI Flash, Manufacturing PMI Flash, Composite PMI Flash. Very important news. Second most important news to third most important news. Trump is first, then Jerome Powell speaking at 12:35, and then this is the third most important news of the day. But thankfully, it is spread out pretty nice. Just gotta see. Then we have U.S. 2-year note, but that's not gonna matter that much. Main news to watch out for today is Trump. The services 50 minutes of market today at 9:45 a.m. The S&P Manufacturing PMI. And then the third thing to watch out for is 12:35 p.m. Fed Powell is speaking. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Pretty much it. Let's get these synopsis out of the way while we have time. 7 minutes to market open. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it's funny. Let's do this. European stocks rose modestly amid rate cut optimism and positive PMI data showing business activity at a 16-month high. Major indices like the Stock 600 and DAX gained around 0.2 to 0.3%, fueled by AI enthusiasm in tech sectors. Asian market synopsis. Asian shares traded mixed, with tech stocks surging on AI optimism after Nvidia's OpenAI investment news, while broader caution prevailed over U.S. rates and China's tech sell-off. The MSCI Asia Pacific Index rose 0.3%, but Hong Kong's Hang Seng fell 0.8% amid volatile sentiment. And then the synopsis for yesterday market for the U.S. stocks hit record highs again, driven by tech gains after Nvidia announced a potential $100 billion investment in OpenAI. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ rose 0.4% and 0.7% respectively, extending the post-Fed rate cut rally. And supposedly there's 2 more Fed rate cuts coming this year. So the great melt up. Have to see. I mean, eventually it's going to have a cool off period, but will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? Will it be next week? Will it be after December? November, December, a lot of liquidity and stocks usually come up. All right. Alright, so we're going to begin with the ES floating around the VWAP 100 MA 200 SMA. It's going to be pretty crucial right here. Also, this VWAP for the NQ 30 minute. There's a lot of consolidation in this pre-market. A lot of consolidation. They might want a liquidity sweep down. Probably bounce right here. But they could just continue straight up. This could be another straight up action. Up another 0.5% for the day. They could very easily do it. That's why I'm watching Bitcoin. And it's rising as we speak. Also, metals. Metals hit another record high. But before we get into that, ES 1 minute relative strength index is at neutral territory above that MA, so a little bullish. Williams R 120 day in neutral territory, so could pump. Trying to come down as we speak though. For the NQ 30 minute time frame chart, the relative strength index is at the MA at neutral territory. The Williams R 120 day for the NQ 30 minute chart is overbought, so it may want to come down a bit. We really got to eye what Nvidia is going to do today. But let's check out metals. Actually, I'll do this by chart. Yeah, it's over. Add that to. Add this to the metal so we have it. Alright, so let's look at gold first. We have a minute, 2 minutes until market open. So go to the 30. This is just every day market open. Just straight up action. Also, China is heavily buying this. That's why it's going up mostly. I'm gonna have to find the news, but we are up substantially since August 25th. And we are just all-time highs every day. High. Will it stop? Who knows? Silver, I'm predicting a top at like 52. 52. Right now we're at 44.4. $44.40 an ounce for silver, which is insane. I mean, it was hovering around 38. Insane, the growth of silver. It's insane. And look at this chart. Beautiful. Let's get ready to trade. Market's open in a minute and a half. ES flushing below the VWAP. Let me try and find. Gold's I don't know how to say that. Gold's rally accelerated as China sought to strengthen its position in global bullion markets, aka they're buying gold, buying silver. Stocks paused and advance that had propelled the S&P 500 to yet another record. All right, here we go. Here we go, chat. It's okay. Silver chart looks insane. Absolutely. What's up, Blather? Miguel, there he is. Good morning. Good morning, Miguel. Looks like we're gonna flush down to start. We'll see. 30 seconds till market open. If you guys are new here, smash that like button, follow the channel, subscribe. We are live every day at 9:30 a.m. EST, trading the market. There are no missed opportunities, chat. No missed opportunities. Only the next one. Plenty of time. All right, let's see what Nvidia wants to do. Market starts at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Market is open. Nvidia starting down 1%. Tesla starting up 2%. Google starting up 0.3%. Amazon down 0.25%. Palantir up 2%. MicroStrategy up 0.5%. Voyager Technologies up 1%. Beautiful. ES wicking down to start. Nvidia down 1.15%. Okay. We have that pivot point to the downside, 24,973. That VWAP is at 25,000. We're rejecting that level right now. Microsoft trying to flip green. Very volatile right now. Be very careful. Low of pre-market also at 24,973. ES is starting to bounce. ES got above the VWAP. Bounce off the 200 SMA. Still below the 100 SMA though. Now back below the VWAP. Trying to get above it. ES is trying to go. Trying to go. Nasdaq's wicking down. Rejecting the NQ 5 minute, 20 minute as well. ES is rallying hard. ES is rallying hard. Straight to the gap. Very close to the gap. Half a cent away. ES is about to fill the gap quick. Nvidia is weak. Amazon down 1%. Palantir is rising hard. Palantir is up 2.8%. Trying to bounce. We'll see. Flushing down. ES is looking stronger than the Nasdaq right now. Nvidia is starting to come up. Palantir is starting to come down a bit, giving away some of the gains. ES rising hard. ES flushed the gap of yesterday's close at 6,752. NQ tapping the VWAP. Bitcoin coming down a little bit. The Nasdaq has not flushed the gap fill yet. 25,003. About to flush it now. Tapping the VWAP. Staying patient. 15-minute opening range closes in 13 minutes. Still not above the 21-day exponential moving average on the NQ 5-minute time frame chart. So we're gonna have a low, another leg lower. Low on short because the ES is strong. ES is above this VWAP, but we may just wick right back down. I'm not gonna bet against the bullish trend too much longer though. Nvidia is down 1.5%. That's good for the bear case. Palantir is up 3.3% though. MicroStrategy up 0.8%. Amazon still down 1%. Tesla giving away some of the gains. Meta close to flipping red. Bitcoin starting to come up. ES is pretty bullish. NQ 30 minute has a bullish wick. We're above the NQ 5 minute 20 minute as well. I met with one. Up 30, up 40, up 50, up 60. Pre-market high 25,026. All gaps have been filled from yesterday's close. ES gap has been filled. NQ gap has been filled. ES rising hard. Down 80, down 100. Tapping that VWAP. We're rejecting that VWAP. I want to see it reclaim quick. If not, I'll probably cut this loose. Because I am leaning a little more bearish, but I want to go, don't want to go against trend too much. Down 200, down 3. Adding 2 right there. Not going to go against this too much. Seeing if they have enough room for a pop. Down 200, down 230, down 1, 3 contracts long. Trying to pump, up 10. They might waterfall this. You got to be very careful. This market has prop for days. Down 300, down 4, flushing down. Adding 4 more, M7. This is an eval. I'm gonna risk it. ES is really bullish. Down 300, 7 contracts long. Bounce, bounce, bounce. I'm betting on the bullish momentum. So far, it's waterfalling. Down 900. Nvidia starting to tick up. Probably going to that pivot point. Very high risk at this point. Rejecting the VWAP with NQ 30 minute. Pretty high risk. Try to bounce. Down 300. Not getting that bounce. ES is starting to look weak. We're flushing down 15. NQ 30 minute looking bearish. Nvidia coming down. I believe we'll start waterfalling. We're against it for now. About to tap that pivot point. About to flush pre-market low at 24,973. Down 10 points. ES flushing out hard. Liquidity sweep that pre-market low. May bounce here. We'll see. We're only down 5 points, 10 points. ES still above the VWAP value weighted average price, 100 MA, 200 SMA. Has some cards. Down 22, down 25. Not good. We're getting in waterfall territory. The only thing propping this up, ES is above the VWAP. And Nvidia is still alright. I'm not going to add just yet. Giving it room, giving it room. Down 20 points. What's up, Saeed? Trying to reclaim that pivot point. Also bouncing off the trend line on the NQ 30 minute chart. ES is rising. Has a shot. Bitcoin starting to come down. There we go. Need a pretty hard pump. Down 9 points. Down 900, down 800, down 500, down 400, 7 contracts long. ES is waking up pretty hard. Very nice. Might get a V-shaped recovery early. It's possible. Pretty bullish wick. I'm gonna have negative R&R on this, most likely. Straight back down. Netflix is trying to flip green. Palantir's coming up. Meta trying to flip green. Where's the VWAP at? NQ 30 minute VWAP at 24,995. Still some bullishness, but I'm leaning towards waterfall. Netflix is flipping green. Palantir is still strong. Nvidia trying to come up. ES is strong for now. Bitcoin coming up. That's a shot. Down 15, down 16, down 13. ES coming hard, down pretty hard. Nvidia coming down. Flushing that low. Could be a double bottom. I don't think so. $15-minute opening range closes in 4 minutes. 1,000 away from blowing. Down 30 points. $500 away from blowing. And about to go. And eval gone. Ready for this one though? Prize position.
Order filled.
Out with 3. Get rid of that. Guys will never guess where I bought that one.
Order submitted.
We're break even stop on that. Chain 2 there is good. A little lower. Would have been nice. I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna just ride one, trail one down.
Order submitted.
Great. It's been rallying pretty hard. I would like this to come down to the 100 MA. I don't know if the cards have it though. Alright. I'm gonna put stop at 24,971. You guys ready for when I enter this position? Ready for that? All the way at 3 a.m. I entered with 5 contracts short. Stop was right here. Lost one. Playing the scalping game. Lost one. This really should come down to that 100 MA. That's what I'm gonna bet on. Let me show you guys. ES star reject the VWAP, very good. So you have this volume profile right here. The short stream may not be able to see it, but I want to see it bounce before that. Pretty much at this high, pretty much. I'm gonna set it at 900.
Order submitted.
A little before. Trying to see this, if they wick through this trend line or not. There we go. No, they tap it. Okay, good. Alrighty. 971 should be good. If they reclaim this trend line, I don't want it. It might go to the low, though. I'm gonna raise this stop a little bit. Right there. I'm gonna give this max room. Bitcoin is trying to fall. That is just a little bounce off that high. This should come down lower. Apple is down 0.2%. Netflix is down 0.2%. MicroStrategy down. Trying to flip green though. Gave away all the gains. Palantir is still up 2.2%. Meta is down 0.4%. Microsoft down 0.8%. Amazon's now down 1.8%. We're getting into waterfall territory. What's up, Saeed? What's up, trades? Low. We are currently up 4,000 in the account off that trade. We entered with 5. Right now, we're up 50 points. 50 points right now. Took 4 off. We're trailing 1. Up 800, up 900 with 1 contract. Short. ES is really trying to hold on to this VWAP. He is trying to hold on to the VWAP 100 MA, 200 SMA. Bouncing pretty hard. Ripping hard. Nvidia still. Apple flipping green. Nvidia still bearish. Hopefully we have 1 more leg lower, if not 2. We'll see. ES regained that VWAP quicker than I thought it would. Didn't drop below the 200 SMA, so it could pump here. I'm fine with it either way. We're locking in 3K regardless. Well, we blew 1 account trying to scalp today. Got 1 doing the long-term trading. I'm gonna do a little more of that. Just set biases and hold conviction. That one was hard to hold. The stop almost got hit multiple times. But I just seen the pattern multiple times and acted on it finally. Went against it early at a bad position, but to be honest, it could have wicked up very easily that pre-market high. I'm leaving stop here, by the way, because if the NQ 30-minute regains this trend line, I don't want it. It'll maybe come up, tap this this bottom right here, this bottom candle. You guys can see it right here. May come tap that, but if it gets above that trend line, I don't want it at all. And the ES propping up like this is not good. Hopefully it'll come down. Not good for my trade. Now, I'm not going to be over bear today. This could easily come back up, and it's trying to. This is only a little drop, literally 40, 50 points. Oh, poor short on Aster. I haven't traded Aster Fortnite. I've seen it all over Twitter. Be a good opportunity potentially in the future. ES is pumping hard. Nvidia is starting to come up. Pounds here back up to 3.2% up. MicroStrategy back up to 0.5% up. So we're about to be stopped out. 15 point stop. We're securing 15 points. Come on. Waterfall, 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 waterfall. Where art thou, waterfall, chat? Go. Pivot point up there and was the pre-market low. 24,973. Pivot point to the downside, 24,888. I want to take this. Take profit at 24,902. Now, I may take it before, but that is what I am targeting. See, ES is starting to get weak. Oh, waterfall, waterfall, waterfall. Where art thou, waterfall? $700, up 720, up 6. 1 contract short. Up 40 points. NQ 5 minutes trying to bounce. I'm going to hold conviction. This is only 1 contract. We're locking in 3.5K regardless. might as well just hold conviction and go for the full banana float with this contract. I'm gonna be watching out for a double bottom here. It could very easily bounce. It's in the middle of this band. It's trying. Bitcoin's coming down. Get rid of that. What we had news: U.S. S&P Services PMI flash came in negative. Came in at 53.9, expected to be 54, and previously it was 54.5. We may get stopped out here. U.S. S&P manufacturing PMI flash came in at 52. Expected to be 52.2, and then U.S. S&P composite PMI flash came in at 53.6, expected to be 54, and then Trump is speaking soon. Soon. Definitely listen to him. We also have the Richmond Fed Comp Index. I did not see that earlier, but at 10 a.m. Fed Bostic is speaking. And then at 10 a.m. also we have the Richmond Fed Comp Index. That's pretty important. That should create some volatility. Volatility in the market. If you guys are enjoying the stream, smash the like button. A little surprise trade. Little surprise trade. Took it all the way at 3 a.m. Had to stop right here. It almost took it out. And I just held conviction, because in these consolidation zones, they love liquidity sweeping down and then going. And also the market's been overextended for the past 3 days, but could have very easily been wrong. That account would have been blown. Pretty much at the stop would have had barely any drawdown. Enter with 5 cons. Now we're only trailing 1. We're out with 4. May liquidity sweep up, stop us out. Let's get a nice low on Bitcoin and a week, please. See? About to tap that pivot point. ES is waking up hard. And Q trying to reclaim that trend line. Trying to do it. MicroStrategy trying to come down. Nvidia now down 1.75%. NQ30 minute rejecting that trend line. Beautiful. We need to watch out for a double bottom here. Double bottom, lower low, or higher low. Higher low and a double bottom. That's what I'm going to be watching out for. That could be the low. It's touching that middle band in the VWAP. The anchored VWAP. It's touching the middle band. So that could be the bottom. That is why I took 4 there. Yes, wicking down hard. Oh, flush low. Low market right now, 24,942. If you're enjoying the stream, smash the like button, follow the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, I worked a lot on the simulator. Simulator will be coming out soon. Possibly 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I want to also do the promotion right. Get videos ready, get posts ready, and just get the promotion dead on. So I may take a week and do that. That's a liquidity sweep of that bottom. It may bounce here. ES is still above the VWAP 100 MA, 200 SMA. Nvidia waterfalling. Nvidia's coming down. Nvidia now down 2%. I'm going to bet and just keep this profit target. I will move the stop to the high here. Moving stop down. Very nice. I'm gonna trail it by like 20, 15 points. Very nice. Up 1,000. Up 1,100. One contract short. Beautiful. We're up 4,300 in the account so far. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My instincts were right. Thankfully, I took the trade at 3 a.m. Usually, I don't take trades in pre-market. I just saw all that consolidation. It was like, it's gonna liquidity sweep down. Now, I thought it would do it before market. I thought we would start down like 50 points, 70 points. And I was just gonna get an early scalp. Or a little swing trade because I would have held more than an hour. ES is still weak, but it's still above the VWAP 100 MA 200 SMA, so we'll see. MicroStrategy giving away gains. Apple turning green, now up 0.2%. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing, chat? You guys doing all right? Is anyone in short? Make sure you guys do not follow me. Do not follow what I say or do. Hold your own conviction. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I do or say is financial advice. It's for entertainment, educational purposes only. Hold your own conviction. Don't FOMO, don't overtrade. And most importantly, chat, there are no missed opportunities. Only the next one. No missed opportunities. Only the next one. Trying to bounce. I honestly don't want it to get above 24,950 now. I want the ES to flush below the VWAP. We need Nvidia to keep profit down. We need Palantir to come down. We need MicroStrategy to flip right again. I'm not going to be overly bearish today. I'm just not going to do it. Trump, we're still waiting for Trump to speak at the UN General Assembly. 3 minutes, chat. 3 minutes until news. Fed Bostic speaking, and then Richmond Fed Comp Index. Richmond Fed Comp Index at 10 a.m. Be very careful. Trying to create a double bottom of sorts right here. I'm not going to believe it just yet. It is trying. I'm moving stop right above the 50s now. 24,950. We're up 1,200, one contract short. Already secured 4. We're now up 4,400 in the account total. Not bad. Securing, what is that? 43 points. Up 60 points right now. Not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. ES getting below the VWAP 100 MA, the volume weighted average price, and the 100-day moving average. Make it stopped out here. 6 points away. I'm gonna let it play out. MicroStrategy, battle flip red. Nvidia coming down hard. This has a good chance to keep waterfalling. I'm not going to be overly bearish today. This could easily flip from a downtrend to an uptrend. Very easily. Trump speaking. Could give us also some more room, but I mean, we're securing 40, 50 points. Can't be too greedy. So we're about to be stopped out. Let's see. 10 points away. Up 1,000. Up 1,100. One contract short. Norman said long at 987. Oh, the pain. Trying to waterfall. Lloyd said, rumor has it there are no missed opportunities, only the next one. Absolutely, Lloyd. Love you guys, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate that, Lloyd. I believe that was aimed towards you, Norman. I believe so. All right, let's lock in some more. Let's go right there. It's starting to coil up. It probably will flush that for 24,902, but I'm just gonna start trailing tight because the Yankee 30 minutes trying to round up, and I don't like that. ES back above the VWAP will probably be stopped out here. We're about to be stopped and stopped out.
Order canceled.
Very nice, very nice. Ended up with 4,171 in that account. Very nice. Very nice. One account gone. One with 4,200 in it. Not bad, not bad. Let's rotate. We're still downtrending, by the way. That's most likely coming to 24,902. I'm just not going to mess around with it. It's been too bullish over the past 3 days. I'm not going to go against it too long. It's trying to bounce on the NQ 30 minute right here. If it rejects this trend line, the VWAP could keep coming down. But the ES is so far held that VWAP, so I'm not going to mess around with it. That's why I started trailing it tight. Locking in 50 points. Very nice. Very nice, chat. Very nice. Make sure you guys vote in the polls. Vote in the polls. Vote in the polls. Do you think it's coming up? Do you think it's coming down? What do you guys think? You guys have any questions as well? Now is the time before we get active again in another trade. Now would be the time, chat. ES falling below the VWAP. MicroStrategy flipping red. We'll see. Trump should be speaking soon. Not just yet. Still waiting. Should get that Richmond Fed comp index any second. I'm waiting on it. Came out 3 minutes ago. I'm waiting for it to hit my feed. Also, Fed Bostic is speaking right now. German institutes now expect 2025 economic growth at 0.2%, 2026 at 1.3%, and 2027 at 1.4%. ECB Kosher said financial regulation growth should be limited. S&P's Williamson, while tariffs are still driving input costs in both manufacturing and services, fewer firms are able to raise selling prices to offset them. This suggests margins are being squeezed, but also points to a potential modernization in inflation. Okay. Trump to Democrats on government shutdown. The ball is in your court. Trump, I have decided that no meeting with Democrat congressional leaders could possibly be productive. Meta launches a super PAC to fight AI regulation. Trump administration proposes new H-1B visa process favoring higher skilled, better paid workers. When Trump begins to speak, I will pull it up. He is not doing so just yet. Not yet, chat. I'm pulling up the White House feed. I don't like Associated Press feed. He should be speaking any minute. The feed is live on the White House, so any minute he should be speaking. Any minute. ES starting to pump hard. Beautiful. That could be the bottom. Has quite hurdles to get through, but it could be the bottom here. Could start uptrending now. You guys gotta remember that there's a lot of news right now. Also, average true range is at 15.5. Not that high volatility, but the VIX is also edging up. VIX is at, volatility index is at 16.17, up 0.5% for the day. Nvidia is trying to climb, but still down 2%. MicroStrategy flipping back green. Apple flipping red. That's a shot. Maybe one more down. Maybe. Mark this. We're breaking through a trend. Maybe I should move this. Pivot point to the upside, 24,973. ES is trying to go. Microsoft is trying to climb up. Nvidia is trying to climb up. Bitcoin's coming up as well. And that matters because Bitcoin, crypto in general, but especially Bitcoin, loves to mirror and play and influence the ES. So if Bitcoin's coming up, likely the ES will come up as well. Likely, but it does not have to. Nothing is certain. JL, hi, I'm here listening in the background. Nice trading, appreciate it, JL. I stepped away. How do you end up doing in that trade? When I left, you were down 20 points. I lost one account, but surprise trade. Surprise trade with another account that I opened at 3 a.m. I was in with 5 contracts here. Had to stop a little above this pivot point, and didn't get stopped out the whole time. Expected on a liquidity sweep. The sentence here was in consolidation. They love liquidity sweep it down. Now, bad entry, but still secured 50 points. Entered at around, what is that? 24,996. And exited with an average of like 24,955. So securing around 45, 50 points. Not bad. With 5 cons, by the way. No problem. What happened to news? What did happen to news? The Richmond Fed comp index came in negative, very negative. Negative 17. Expected to be negative 5. Previously it was negative 7, so very negative. Very negative news today. Negative US S&P services, PMI, and then now negative Fed comp index. Trump is supposed to be speaking. He's getting ready. He's coming out now. Get that ready. We'll listen in. We're still gonna trade, but we'll listen in. This is Trump delivering remarks to the United Nations General Assembly.
Thank you very much. Very much appreciated.
If I get in a trade, I'll switch.
And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter, because the teleprompter is not working. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble. Hello, Madam First Lady. Thank you very much for being here. And Madam President, Mr. Secretary General, First Lady of the United States, distinguished delegates, ambassadors, and world leaders. 6 years have passed since I last stood in this grand hall and addressed a world that was prosperous and at peace in my first term. Since that day, the guns of war have shattered the peace I forged on 2 continents. An era of calm and stability gave way to one of the great crises of our time. And here in the United States, 4 years of weakness, lawlessness, and radicalism under the last administration delivered our nation into a repeated set of disasters. 1 year ago, our country was in deep trouble, but today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, and there is no other country even close. America is blessed with the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation on the face of the earth. This is indeed the golden age of America. We are rapidly reversing the economic calamity we inherited from the previous administration, including ruinous price increases and record-setting inflation like we've never had before. Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated. The only thing that's up is the stock market, which just hit a record high.
Stocks.
In fact, it hit a record high 48 times in the last short period of time. Growth is surging, manufacturing is booming. The stock market, as I said, is doing better than it's ever done. And all of you in this room benefit by that, almost everybody. And importantly, workers' wages are rising at the fastest pace in more than 60 years. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? In 4 years of President Biden, we had less than $1 trillion of new investment into the United States. In just 8 months since I took office, we have secured commitments and money
break the trend line
for $17 trillion. Think of it, 4 years, less than $1 trillion.
No, you want to.
Much more than $17 trillion is being invested in the United States. And it's now pouring in from all parts of the world. We've implemented the largest tax cuts in American history and the largest regulation cuts in American history, making this once and again the best country on earth to do business. And
up 300, 2 contracts long.
Are investing in America, and it's turned out to be an awfully good investment during this 8-month period. In my first term, I built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had the best economy ever, history of the world. And I'm doing the same thing again, but this time it's actually much bigger and even better. The numbers far surpass my record-setting first term. On our southern border, we have successfully repelled a colossal invasion. And for the last 4 months, and that's 4 months in a row, the number of illegal aliens admitted and entering our country has been 0. Hard to believe, because if you look back just a year ago, it was millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, from prisons, from mental institutions, drug dealers. All over the world they came. They just poured into our country with the ridiculous open border policy of the Biden administration. Our message is very simple. If you come illegally into the United States, you're going to jail, or you're going back to where you came from, or perhaps even further than that. You know what that means. I want to thank the country of El Salvador for the successful and professional job they've done in receiving and jailing so many criminals that entered our country. And it was under the previous administration that the number became record-setting, and they're all being taken out. We have no choice. And other countries have no choice because other countries are in the exact same situation with immigration. It's destroying your country, and you have to do something about it. On the world stage, America is respected again like it has never been respected before. You think about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or 1 year ago, we were a laughingstock all over the world. At the NATO summit in June, virtually all NATO members formally committed to increase defense spending at my request from 2% to 5% of GDP, making our alliance far stronger and more powerful than it was ever before. In May, I traveled to the Middle East to visit my friends and rebuild our partnerships in the Gulf and those valued relationships with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE and other countries are now, I believe, close.
I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of people are still shorting this, so they're going to wick it up. That's what I'm betting on. Could be the opposite. A lot of people could be long on this. Betting on the switch, so they could liquidity sweep this bottom. I'm well aware of the risk, but I'm going to bet that it goes up. We'll see.
Closer than ever before. My administration has negotiated one historic trade deal after another, including with the United Kingdom, the European Union,
looking
Japan,
weak.
South Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, and many, many others. Likewise, in a period of just 7 months, I have ended 7 unendable wars. They said they were unendable. You're never going to get them solved. Some were going for 31 years, 2 of them, 31, think of it, 31 years. One was 36 years. One was 28 years.
By the way, the audio, we're listening to President Trump delivering remarks at the United Nations General Assembly.
I ended 7 wars. And
this is happening now.
They were raging with countless thousands of people being killed. This includes Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, the Congo and Rwanda, a vicious
wick, go, 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 sweep, sweep, sweep.
Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, and Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Gotta go.
It included all of them. No president or prime minister, and for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before. There's never been anything like that. I'm very honored to have done it. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape.
Not good, not good, not good. The ES fell below the VWAP 100 MA. Needs to reclaim it quick. The more it consolidates here, the more they're going to want a liquidity sweep down because a lot of longs are going to enter this. Now, I still think the majority of people, the herd, are shorting this. So I think they're going to sweep it up. Right now, it looks kind of wrong. This candle is starting to look good, but it's kind of trying to go down. The more it consolidates here, the more they're going to want to liquidity sweep down. And I do not want that, obviously, because I am in long. The NQ 30-minute VWAP volume weight average price is at 24,974. There, we have that pivot point, pre-market high as well. Let me take this right before this high. Need to sweep up by 10 points. Let's go. Once it takes this high, taps it, I'll move this break even. I'll only be with one. We have a take profit right there at 24,970.
We're both in good shape. We both stood. and then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much. And by the way, it's working now. It just went on. Thank you. I think I should just do it the other way. It's easier. Thank you very much. I didn't think of it at the time because I was too busy working to save millions of lives. That is the saving and stopping of these wars. But later I realized that the United Nations wasn't there for us. They weren't there. I thought of it really after the fact, not during these negotiations, which were not easy. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential.
Video's starting to come up.
It has such tremendous potential. But
ES is falling below.
Close to living up to that potential.
Not
For
good.
the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only thing that solves war and wars.
Bitcoin's coming down, not good.
Now, after ending all of these wars and also earlier
Trying to still waterfall.
negotiating the Abraham Accords, which is a very big thing for which our
All's
country receives
good.
no credit, never receives credit. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements. But for me, the real prize will be the sons and daughters who live to grow up with their mothers and fathers, because millions of people are no longer being killed in endless and unglorious wars. What I care about is not
Darn a waterfall.
winning prizes, it's saving lives. We saved millions and millions of lives with the 7 wars. And we have others that we're working on, and you know that. Many years ago, a
Breaking
very
back into the
successful real
range.
estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump, I bid on the renovation and rebuilding of this very United Nations complex. I remember it so well. I said at the time that I would do it for $500 million, rebuilding everything. It would be beautiful. I used to talk about, I'm going to give you marble floors. They're going to give you terrazzo. I'm going to give you the best of everything.
What the hell is Terraza? What the hell is Terraza? Terraza. It says Tarzan. What the hell is Terraza? Tarza is a town municipality in the Bago Cocal sub-region of Antigua Department, Colombia.
Everything. You're going to have mahogany walls. They're going to give you plastic. But they decided to go in another direction, which was much more expensive at the time, and which actually produced a far inferior product. And I realized that they did not know what they were doing when it came to construction, and that their building concepts were so wrong, and the product that they were proposing
Downward pressure
to
is
build
still
was so
here.
bad and so costly.
Bitcoin's trying to come up, Nvidia coming
It was
down.
going to cost them a fortune. And I said,
ES
and wait till
tanking
you see
hard.
the overruns. Well, I turned out to be right. They had massive
Probably
cost
going to be
overruns.
stopped
They
out.
spent between $2 and $4 billion on the building, and did not even get the marble floors that I promised them. You walk on terrazzo. Do you notice that? As far as I'm concerned, frankly, looking at the building and getting stuck on the escalator, they still haven't finished the job. They still haven't finished. That was years ago.
And the day candle wants a
The
wick.
project was so corrupt that Congress actually asked me to testify
May go down 24,886.
on the tremendous waste of money, because it turned out that they had no idea what it was, but they knew it was anywhere
Battery
between
stopped
$2
out.
and $4 billion as opposed to $500 million with a guarantee. But they had no idea, and I said it cost much more than $5 billion. Unfortunately, many things in the United Nations are happening just like that, but on an even much bigger scale, much, much bigger. Very sad to see. Whether the UN can manage to play a productive role, I've come here today to offer the hand
ES is flushing
of
hard.
American leadership and friendship to any nation in this assembly that is willing to join us in forging a safer, more prosperous world.
Down 10 points.
It's a world that we'll be much happier with. A dramatically better future is within our reach. But to get there, we must reject the failed approaches of the past and work together to confront some of the greatest threats in history. There is no more serious danger to our planet today than the most powerful and destructive weapons ever devised by man.
Nuclear.
The United States, as you know, has many. Just as I did in my first term, I've made containing these threats a top priority, starting with the nation of Iran.
What's up,
My
Michael?
position is very simple. The world's #1 sponsor of terror can never be allowed to possess the most dangerous weapon.
I can't show
That's
them
why
on
shortly
screen
after
anymore,
taking
Michael.
office, I sent the so-called Supreme
People
Leader
are getting their channels
letter
flagged
making
and
a
striked.
generous offer.
You cannot do that.
I extended
I don't know
a
why,
pledge of
but
full cooperation in exchange for
there's
the
multiple
suspension of
people.
Iran's nuclear-
Multiple people who trade futures had accounts and they removed it from the screen. And all the community says you can't have it. And I don't know.
program.
I don't know.
The regime's
I would
answer
have it
is
on
to
screen if I
continue their
could. I
constant
did for a
threats to
while.
their neighbors and U.S. interests throughout the region, and some great countries that are right nearby. Today, many of Iran's former military commanders, in fact, I can say almost all of them, are no longer with us. They're dead. And 3 months ago, in Operation Midnight Hammer, 7 American B-2 bombers dropped the 30,000-pound each bombs on Iran's key nuclear facility.
You see how predictable this stuff is? I'm not putting obvious stops now. This could still stop us out, but consolidation zone, the more it consolidates, the higher probability of a liquidity sweep down. Because what is everyone doing in that consolidation zone? Slowly putting in longs, slowly putting in longs. And you also have people shorting, but slowly putting in longs, putting the stop right below the wick, right here. So what do? Liquidity sweep that wick, get them stopped out, and then make the move.
Totally obliterating.
Up 200, up
everything.
240.
No other country on earth could have done what we did. No other country has the equipment to do what we did. We have the greatest weapons on earth. We hate to use them. But we did something that...
Could we stop here? We want to break of this consolidation. Consolidation high. We want to break of this. Liquidity sweep up. Need 10 more points to hit that take profit. Up 400, 425. 2 contracts long. Up 500. 9 points away. 8 points away. Trying to go. Trying to go. Move it down a hair. Trying to match the 21 exponential moving average on the NQ 5-minute chart.
With Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity
Yo!
demolished, I immediately brokered an end
What's up,
to
John?
the 12-day war, as it's called, between Israel and Iran, with both sides agreeing to fight.
I've had funded accounts pretty consistently for the past couple months. Pretty consistently. Enough so where I'm testing out a new prop firm. I don't like shilling prop firms. I don't have affiliate codes. I really don't like doing that. I'd rather shill my own products. Now, it is kind of like, why am I not doing that? It's a good revenue generator. I don't know. The whole affiliate thing, I mean, I'll do it for like TradingView, for FinancialJuice, a news platform I use, for Bookmap. I even removed that just to simplify the description. I just don't like the affiliate codes. Now, I may partner with a prop firm later down the line. That could happen. I may do affiliate codes later down the line, but for now, I'm kind of against it for now. But that could change in the future.
Fight no longer. As everyone knows, I have
It got
also
stuck. It didn't get above that consolidation zone high. The resistance of the consolidation zone didn't get it. It rejected it.
deeply
Not
engaged
good.
in seeking a ceasefire in Gaza. Have to get that
Not
done.
good.
Have to get it done.
ES got rejected from the 2-hour SMA as well.
Hamas has repeatedly rejected reasonable offers to make peace. We can't forget October 7th, can we?
Appreciate you,
Now,
John.
as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards
Michael, there's not really been that drastic of a change. I'm testing different things. I'm adding a couple things. I even added a couple of different things today. I'm testing out this volume profile, just adding it a little bit. And then also I have the anchored VWAP as well right here with the 3 bands. And it went perfectly to that middle one. Testing these out to see, I'm eventually going to create my own indicator. I'm eventually going to create my own everything. Copy trader. I mean, I'm spoiling a lot, but there's big plans. I have a lot of software ambitions. And eventually everything will be gone and done. Not gone. Everything will be done. I'll create the indicator. I'll create the copy trader, extensions, trading bot, AI, etc., etc. Just some spoiler. Spoiler alert.
For Hamas terrorists, for
eventually.
their atrocities.
But it really hasn't, back to your question, the trading style really hasn't shifted that drastically. It's still somewhat the same. It just depends on the risks for today. Today was a high risk day, so I really didn't want to do too much of the average. I tried scalping early. One account got blown, but we were in 5 with the other one and secured profit of 4,200. So that equalizes. And now we're in another trade. Now, when I'm a little more risk adverse, then I start using stops. I start gauging it. Also, I'm still fine-tuning the stop. This is still a pretty obvious stop position, but I didn't go with the really obvious one, which was below this wick that got liquidity sweep down. This could still want a liquidity sweep down and then get all the longs out, swipe that bottom, then go up. That might be what it's doing now, but I'm going to bet on it going up to this 21 EMA on the NQ5 minute. But it really hasn't changed that much. I'm just fine-tuning the little details. Fine-tuning.
These horrible atrocities, including October 7th.
Fine-tune.
They refused to release
constant introspection.
Accept a ceasefire. Instead of giving to Hamas and giving...
Lloyd, I code everything myself. I've been coding since I was 16 years old. Almost a, yeah, long time. Long time.
So much, because they've taken so much. They have taken so much. This could have been solved so long ago. But instead of giving in to Hamas,
starting to get weak.
Demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now. Just release the hostages now. Thank you. Thank you. As we have got to...
Appreciate it, Lloyd. Appreciate it, Michael.
We will come together.
Appreciate you guys.
To get it done. We have to stop the war in Gaza immediately. We have to stop it. We have to get it done. We have to negotiate. Immediately have to negotiate peace. We got to get the hostages back. We want all 20 back. We don't want 2 and 4. As you know, I got... along with Steve Witkoff and others that helped us, Marco Rubio. We got most of them back. We were involved in all of them. But I always said the last 20 are going to be the hardest, and that's exactly what happened. We have to get them back now. We don't want to get back 2, and then another 2, and then 1, and then 3. Have this process. No, we want them all back, and we want the actually 38 dead bodies back too. Those parents came to me, and they want them back, and they want them back very quickly and very badly, as though they were alive. They want them. They want them every bit as much as if their son or daughter were alive. I've also been working relentlessly, stopping the killing in Ukraine. I thought that would be, of the 7 wars that I stopped, I thought that would be the easiest because of my relationship with President Putin, which had always been a good one. I thought that was going to be the easiest one. But you know, in war, you never know what's going to happen. There are always lots of surprises, both good and bad. Everyone thought Russia would win this war in 3 days, but it didn't work out that way. It was supposed to be just a quick little skirmish. It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad. No matter what happens from here on out, this was something that should have taken a matter of days, certainly less than a week. And they've been fighting for 3.5 years and killing anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 Young
Trying to go.
soldiers, mostly soldiers, on both sides.
Bitcoin flipping.
From
Bitcoin's flipping red.
5,000 dead young people, and some in cities, much smaller numbers.
Go round over here.
Rockets are shot. Where
Gotta
drones
go.
are dropped. This war would never have started if I were president. This was a war that should have never happened. It shows you what
ES flushing out hard.
bad leadership can do to a country. Look what happened to the
ES is flushing down. NQ trying to hold and go up. ES wicking down hard from the 200 SMA touch. 200-day simple moving average. NQ 30-minute even starting to look weak. And then Bitcoin flipped red. Nvidia is trying to prop up. We'll see. See if we get the liquidity sweep up or not. We'll see.
United States. And look where we are right now. And just
they may want to swipe that bottom, get all the longs out.
How many more lives will be
that would be me.
Needlessly lost on both sides. China and India are the primary funders of the ongoing war by continuing to purchase Russian oil.
Good afternoon.
But inexcusably, even NATO countries have not cut off much Russian energy and Russian energy products, which, as you know, I found out about 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't happy. Think of it. They're funding the war against themselves. Who the hell ever heard of that one? In the event that Russia is not ready to make a deal to end the war, then the United States is fully prepared to impose a very strong round of powerful tariffs, which would stop the bloodshed, I believe, very quickly. But for those tariffs to be effective, European nations, all of you are gathered here right now, would have to join us in adopting the exact same measures. I mean, you're much closer to this. We have an ocean in between. You're right there. And Europe has to step it up. They can't be doing what they're doing. They're buying oil and gas from Russia while they're fighting Russia. It's embarrassing to them. And it was very embarrassing to them when I found out about it, I can tell you that. They have to immediately cease all energy purchases from Russia.
Come on. Needs to break through that resistance.
So I'm ready to discuss this. We're going to discuss it today with the European nations, all gathered here. I'm sure they're thrilled to hear me speak about it, but that's the way it is. I like to speak my mind and speak the truth as we seek to reduce the threat of
moving it to the 20 male 95 minute. That's why I moved it down.
TP. In ending the development of biological weapons once and for all. And biological is terrible, and nuclear is even beyond, and we include nuclear in that. We want to have a cessation of the development of nuclear weapons. We know, and I get to view it all the time. Sir, would you like to see? And I look at weapons that are so powerful that we just can't ever use them. If we ever use them, the world literally might come to an end. There would be no United Nations to be talking about. There would be no nothing. Just a few years ago, reckless experiments overseas gave us a devastating global pandemic.
Keeps rejecting.
Worldwide catastrophe. Many countries
are
continuing extremely risky research into bioweapons and man-made pathogens. This is unbelievably dangerous. To prevent potential disasters, I'm announcing today that my administration will lead an international effort to enforce biological weapons convention, which is going to be meeting with the top leaders of the world.
So true, Sadri, so true. Look, Christopher, I'm going.
Hopefully,
appreciate you, Saeed.
Play a constructive role.
Appreciate you, Saeed. There are no missed opportunities, Saeed. Only the next one. See you tomorrow, my friend. You don't like the charts today? There's always tomorrow.
It will also go.
Volatility is coming down a bit.
Projects under AI. Let's see how good it is, because a lot of people are saying it could be one of the great things ever, but it also can be dangerous, but it could be put to tremendous use and tremendous good, and this would be an example of that. Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the #1 political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that?
Come
On
on.
the way to infiltrate our southern border.
He has to start a
Millions of
pump.
people came through that southern
Volunteers
border.
coming up.
Just a year ago, millions and millions of people were pouring in. 25
Gosh.
million altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent.
Hit the
Biden
TP. Let's go.
administration. And now we have
4
it
points
stopped,
away.
Totally stopped.
TP's about to be hit up
They're not
500.
even coming anymore because they know they can't get
Oh,
through. But
and
what took place
1
is
point
totally
away.
unacceptable. The
Take
UN
profit
is
hit.
supposed
Beautiful.
to stop invasions, not create
Beautiful,
them
beautiful, beautiful.
and not finance them. In the
Order
United
submitted.
States, we reject the
We're
idea that
breaking with
mass
the other
numbers
one.
of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the
Beautiful.
world.
If it swipes that VWAP, I'll be out.
Swipe
Swipe, a little lower, a little more, a little more. Go to the pivot point, a little more. Beautiful. Taking it there.
Social safety net.
Stunning, stunning, stunning,
We
stunning.
have
This could
reasserted
V-shape
that
recover.
America belongs to the American
Be
people.
very careful. This can continue up. I'm just taking out that pivot point, securing. What was that? 20 points. Not bad. Up 733 in that account. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Holding conviction, not taking the obvious stop. It's a clinic today. It's a clinic. Besides that blown account. It's a
People, and I
clinic.
encourage all countries to take their own stand
Not bad.
in defense of their citizens. as
Appreciate
well.
JL.
We
Appreciate
have to do
Sadri.
that because I
Appreciate
see it.
Saeed. See you tomorrow,
I'm
man.
not mentioning names. I see it.
go.
I can call every single one of them out. You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed. Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal aliens are pouring into Europe. Nobody is ever, and nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out.
Straight back down.
It's not sustainable.
Tap that VWAP. Straight back
And
down.
because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely
You're not ending stream. I did not mean to do that.
nothing about it. And I have to say, I look at London where you have a terrible mayor, terrible, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed, so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law.
If you guys are new here, smash that like button, follow the stream, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're live every day at 9:30 a.m. EST, trading stock market, trading the NASDAQ. If you guys are just tuning in, this is President Trump delivering remarks to the United Nations General Assembly.
But you're in a different country.
It's happening
You can't
as we
do
speak.
that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained.
Appreciate it, Miguel.
What makes the world so beautiful is that each country is unique. But to stay this way,
It is
every
going
sovereign
well.
nation
Appreciate it,
must have
Miguel.
the right to control their own borders. You have the
Let's
right
go.
to control your borders, as we do now, and to limit the sheer numbers of migrants entering their countries and paid for by the people of that nation.
I'm glad I didn't try and trail that trade. Look at this. Straight back down. Straight back down. Look at that wick on the NQ5 minute. Look at that wick on the NQ5 minute. Rejection of the 20 May. Massive bearish wick. Now, can it reverse? Technically, it is kind of uptrending. Consolidation uptrend. They may want a liquidity sweep down, though. A good portion of people were continuing to short this. They are liquidated now. Now you got the people who were longing here. So they may want to liquidity sweep the bottom here, this low. 24,929. They may want to liquidity sweep that and then start the trend up. Do I think so? I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I'm kind of leaning towards it. Just because how weak ES is. ES is below the VWAP, as you can see right here. Below the VWAP, volume weighted average price, below 100 MA, 100-day moving average, below the 200 SMA, 200-day simple moving average. And also look at this wick on the NQ 30-minute. Look at this wick. Touch the VWAP, tap that trend line, full rejection. Very bearish wick. Can it regain on this next candle? Even this candle, it has 15 minutes on this candle. Yes, it can. Nvidia is falling though. Nvidia down 2.15%. And Bitcoin did turn green, so that's a positive for it. Palantir still there. MicroStrategy trying to go. Meta's up 0.4%. Apple flipping red. So it has a chance, but
that were there and
see,
they built that particular nation at the
I'm leaning
time.
towards the liquidity sweep down.
They put their
Liquidating the
blood,
longs.
sweat, tears, money into that country, and now they're being ruined.
Appreciate you, Sadri.
Proud nations must be allowed to protect their communities and prevent their societies from being overwhelmed by people they have never seen before, with different customs, religions, with different everything, where migrants have violated laws, lodged false asylum claims, or claimed refugee status for illegitimate reasons. They should, in many cases, be immediately sent home. And while we will always have a big heart for places and people that are struggling and truly compassionate, answers will be given.
It's sweeping down.
We have to solve the problem, and we have to solve
Probably going to the low, a little below.
New problems in our
Stay up the
country.
chart.
We are very helpful to a lot of countries that are just not able to send their people anymore. They used to send them to us in caravans of 25, 30,000 people each. These massive caravans of people pouring into our country, totally unchecked and unvetted. But not anymore. According to the Council of Europe in 2024, almost 50% of inmates in German prisons were foreign nationals or migrants. In Austria, the number was 53% of the people in prisons were from places that weren't from where they are now. In Greece, the number was 54%, and in Switzerland, beautiful Switzerland, 72% of the people in prisons are from outside of Switzerland. When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers who repaid kindness, and that's what they did, they repaid kindness with crime. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. Let's see, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, we've taken bold action to swiftly shut down uncontrolled migration. Once we started detaining and deporting everyone who crossed the border and removing illegal aliens from the United States, they simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. We're getting a lot of credit, but they're not coming anymore. This was a humanitarian act for all involved, because on the trips up, thousands of people a week were dying. Women were being raped. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Raped, horribly beaten, raped. On the trip up, the journey up, it was a long walk. It was a long, arduous journey, indeed. And it was also a historic victory against human trafficking throughout the region. What we did was a victory, and we saved so many lives of people that wouldn't make the journey. That journey was loaded up with death. Loaded up with death.
Yeah, like it was a staggering majority. Like it was like 50% of women who made the journey from other countries to the U.S. getting funneled in by the cartels, et cetera, et cetera. It was either 50%, 60%. It was like 2/3, 1/3. One of them stats. It was just a really large number would get sexually assaulted multiple times during the journey. It's pretty insane. And the fact that Trump just fully secured the border without congressional approval, which everyone expected he would need. And he designated the cartels as foreign or organization terrorists. I mean, it's definitely a W. And he's fighting hard against drugs in the country, getting a hard stance on China, which produces the most fentanyl that comes into the Canadian and Mexican border. I mean, it's a W. It's a W. Now, is he going a little ham over the immigrants that aren't violent, that didn't commit crimes? Possibly, but I think it's a W that the violent ones are going. I think it's a W the border shut down. I mean, that amount of influx of people is not sustainable. Even though they're trying to replace it and trying to combat the falling birth rates, it's still like it needs managed. We need a better process to get decent flow of people, but not to the extent, not 10 million, not 15 million, not 20 million, maybe like 2, 1.5, you know, in a 4-year period.
Dead bodies all along. All along.
I'm all right, Diana. What's up, Todd?
They go through jungle.
Todd said Trump trying to get you canceled with the R word. It'll just be demonetized, but it's not that big a deal. But it definitely. Oof.
They go through
He trying.
areas so
he trying
hot
for
you couldn't
breathe.
breathe. They were dying of suffocation.
reason.
Areas so hot that you couldn't breathe. Dead bodies all over. By them not coming, we're saving tremendous numbers of lives. My people have done a fantastic job in doing what they did, and the American public agrees with it. I mean, I was very proud to see this morning I have the highest poll numbers I've ever had. Part of it is because of what we've done on the border. I guess the other part is what we've done in the economy. Joe Biden's policies empowered murderous gangs, human smugglers, child traffickers, drug cartels, and prisoners from all over the world. The previous administration also lost nearly 300,000 children. Think of that. They lost more than 300,000 children, little children, who were trafficked into the United States on the Biden watch, many of whom have been raped, exploited, and abused, and sold.
Man, he is using that R word.
Nobody talks about that. The fake news doesn't write about it. With many others, young children who are missing or dead. And we found a lot of these children, and we're sending them back, and we've been sending them back to their parents. They said, nobody knows who they are. They said, where do you come from? And they'll give us a country, and we'll find out, and we'll figure it out, and we'll bring them back to their homes. And the mother and father rush to the door, and their tears in their eyes. They can't believe that they're seeing their son or daughter, their little son or daughter again. We've done almost 30,000 of them so far. Any system that results in the mass trafficking of children is inherently evil. Yet that is exactly what the globalist migration agenda has done, and it's what it's all about. In America, those days, as you know, are over. The Trump administration is working, and we are continuing to work to track down the villains that are causing this problem, and also, as I said, to get back the 30,000 we've already returned. Now I think we're going to have another. We're going to find a lot. You're not going to find all of them. 300, more than 300,000. They're lost or they're dead. They're lost or they're dead because of the animals that did this. To protect our citizens, I've also designated multiple savage drug cartels as far as and you see this, and you see it happening right before your eyes. Let's put it this way: people don't like taking big loads of drugs in boats anymore. There aren't too many boats that are traveling on the seas by
Which
Venezuela.
is a W.
Want to travel very quickly anymore. And we've virtually stopped drugs coming into our country by sea. We call them the water drugs. They kill hundreds of thousands of people. I've also designated multiple savage drug cartels as far as foreign terrorist organizations, along with 2 bloodthirsty transnational gangs, probably the worst gangs anywhere in the world, MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. Tren de Aragua is from Venezuela, by the way. Such organizations torture, maim, mutilate, and murder with impunity. They're the enemies of all humanity. And for this reason, we've recently begun using the supreme power of the United States military to destroy Venezuelan terrorists and trafficking led by
Venezuela.
Nicolas Maduro. To every terrorist thug smuggling poisonous drugs into the United States of America, please be warned that we will blow you out of existence. That's
this guy's over it. That guy in the top left, over it. This guy's picking his eye. This guy's picking his nose. He was laughing.
Can't let it happen. They're destroying. I believe we lost 300,000 people last year to drugs. 300,000. Fentanyl and other drugs. Each boat that we sink carries drugs that would kill more than 25,000 Americans.
Coming up pretty hard.
Not let that happen. Energy is another area where the United States
is starting a boomerang.
Before. We're getting rid of the falsely.
MicroStrategy coming up. ES is starting to go. Create a double bottom. About to tap the VWAP to our SMA 100 MA. Let's see if we can climb above. The gap fills have been flushed today. They have not tapped the pre-market highs. The NQ 30-minute has a really, really hard task to do. Has to get above this trend line, VWAP, and this bottom right here. This is going to be a very crucial level. NQ futures are currently down 0.2%. ES futures are currently down 0.05%. The dollar is flat, not negative, not neutral. And the Dow is up 0.5%. The Russell 2000 is up 1%. Nvidia is starting to edge up, but still down 2%. Palantir up 2%. MicroStrategy flipping green like I just said. Netflix is down 1%. Apple is down 0.3%. Meta is up 0.5%. Microsoft is down 0.55%. Amazon is down 2%. Google is down 0.5%. Tesla is down 0.35%. So we just got to see. Alibaba is up 1.5%. Avgo is up 1.3%. AMD is up 1%. QCOM is up 0.2%. Adobe is up 0.4%. And Bitcoin is flat. Trying to come down, but trying to hold green. We'll see. ES tapping the VWAP for now. See what this can do. This is still in that consolidation range. It's a slow consolidation range. Slow trend consolidation. Trending up, consolidating. Is it going to wake up? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Has a lot of very hard battle to get through. Very hard points to get through to the upside.
By the way, they're a joke. They don't work. They're too expensive. They're not strong enough to fire up the plants that you need to make your country great. The wind doesn't blow. Those big windmills are so pathetic and so...
That's because I pause and talk over it, Justin. Can you please go live? You are a couple minutes behind the live stream on YouTube's Associate Press. He's talking about this right here.
Bad. So
yeah, we're about 12 minutes behind. It's fine.
And they have to be rebuilt all the time. And they start to rust and rot. Most expensive energy ever conceived. And it's actually energy. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money. You lose money, the governments have to subsidize. You can't put them out without massive subsidies. And most of them are built in China, and I give China a lot of credit. They build them for a few wind farms. So why is it that they build them and they send them all over the world, but they barely use them? You know what they use? Coal. They use gas. They use almost anything, but they don't like wind. But they sure as hell like selling the windmills. Europe, on the other hand, has a long way to go, with many countries being on the brink of destruction because of the green energy agenda. And I give a lot of credit to Germany. Germany was being led down a very sick path, both on immigration, by the way, and on energy. They were going green, and they were going bankrupt. And the new leadership came in, and they went back to where they were, with fossil fuel and with nuclear, which is good. It's now safe, and you can do it properly. But they went back to where they were, and they opened up a lot of different plants, energy-producing plants, and they're doing well. I give Germany a lot of credit for that. They've said this is a disaster, what's happening. They were going all green. All green is all bankrupt. That's what it represents. And it's not politically correct. I'll be very badly criticized for saying it, but I'm here to tell the truth. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm in New York City. I'm feeling a lot safer. Crime, we're getting crime down. And by the way, speaking of crime, Washington, D.C. was the crime capital of America. Now it's a totally, after 12 days, it's a totally safe city. Everyone's going out to dinner. They're going out to restaurants. Your wife can walk down the middle of the street with or without you. Nothing's going to happen. My people have done a fantastic job. And yes, I called in the National Guard, and the National Guard took care of business. And they weren't politically correct, but they took care of business. We got 1,700 career criminals out, brought them back to where they came.
Todd said, I want $15 to reach my daily profit goal, but you know what? That greed can turn into me losing all my gains and then some. I'll take my money and enjoy my day. Not what I want, but more than I need. Absolutely. What a beautiful mindset, Todd. $15 more. Beautiful mindset. That greed can get you. I've done it many times. I'm up a couple hundred, chasing a goal. That's why I don't set daily goals. I don't set weekly goals. Very rarely do I set monthly goals. I set long-term goals. And obviously, I keep track. I introspect every day, week, etc., etc. But I do not hard press on goals. I trade the execution over the result. And that's a beautiful mindset. Very good. I've been up $100, couple $100, $500, and then one more trade, seeking here. Oh, I was up 1,000. I only got 5. Let me go again. And then you end up negative. Very good mindset to have.
From the countries where they came from.
Combat that greed, Todd. Good stuff.
Washington, D.C. is now a totally safe city again. And I welcome you to come. In fact, we'll have dinner together at a local restaurant. And we'll be able to walk. We don't have to go by an armor-plated vehicle. We'll walk right over there from the White House. They've given up their powerful edge, a lot of the countries that we're talking about, in oil and gas, such as essentially closing the great North Sea oil. Oh, the North Sea, I know it so well. Aberdeen was the oil capital of Europe. And there's tremendous oil that hasn't been found in the North Sea. Tremendous oil. And I was with the Prime Minister I respect and like a lot, and I said, you're sitting with the greatest asset. They essentially closed it by making it so highly taxed that no developer, no oil company can go there. They have tremendous oil left, and more importantly, they have tremendous oil that hasn't even been found yet. And what a tremendous asset for the United Kingdom. And I hope the Prime Minister is listening, because I told it to him 3 days in a row. That's all he heard. North Sea oil, North Sea, because I want to see them do well. I want to stop seeing them ruining that beautiful Scottish and English countryside with windmills and massive solar panels that go 7 miles by 7 miles, taking away farmland. But we're not letting this happen in America. In 1982, the executive director of the United Nations Environmental Program predicted that by the year 2000, climate change would cause a global catastrophe. He said that it will be irreversible.
Fake news.
Any nuclear holocaust would be. This is what they said at
Fake
the United
news.
Nations. What happened? Here we are. Another UN official stated in 1989 that within a decade, entire nations could be wiped off the map by global warming.
Fake
Not
news.
happening. You know, it used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world. But then it started getting cooler. So now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change. Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail. And if you don't stop people that you've never seen before, that you have nothing in common with, your country is going to fail. I'm the President of the United States, but I worry about Europe. I love Europe.
We're about to swipe the low of day, 24,929. They're liquidity sweeping all the longs. All the longs who have a stop right below this low, they're about to liquidity sweep it. Be very careful.
I love the people of Europe, and I hate to see it being devastated by energy and immigration. This double-tailed monster destroys everything in its wake, and they cannot let that happen any longer. You're doing it because you want to be nice. You want to be politically correct, and you're destroying your heritage. They must take control strongly and immediately of the unmitigated immigration disaster and the fake energy catastrophe before it's too late. The carbon footprint is a hoax made up by people with evil intentions, and they're heading down a path of total destruction. You know, the carbon footprint was a big, big thing a few years ago. I remember hearing about the carbon footprint, and then President Obama would get into Air Force One, a massive Boeing 747.
What's up, MDS?
Not a new one, an old one,
Hello,
with
hello.
old engines that spew everything into the atmosphere. He'd talk about the carbon footprint, we must do so. Then he'd get in, and he'd fly from Washington to Hawaii to play a round of golf. And then he'd get back onto that big, beautiful plane, and he'd fly back, and he'd talk about, again, global warming and the carbon footprint. It's a con job. At extreme cost and expense, Europe reduced its own carbon footprint by 37%. Think of that. Congratulations, Europe. Great job. It cost yourself a lot of
From India?
jobs, a lot of
Shout out to
factory
India.
jobs, but you reduced the carbon footprint
Greetings from the U.S., MDS. Greetings,
by
greetings.
37%. However, for all of that sacrifice and much more, it's been totally wiped out and then some by a global increase of 54%. Much of it coming from China and other countries that are thriving around China, which now produces more CO2 than all the other developed nations in the world. So all of these countries are working so hard on the carbon footprint, which is nonsense, by the way. It's nonsense. You know, it's interesting. In the United States, we have still radicalized environmentalists, and they want the factories to stop. Everything should stop. No more cows. We don't want cows anymore. I guess they want to kill all the cows. They want to do things that are just unbelievable, and you have it too. But you know, we have a border, strong, and we have a shape, and that shape doesn't just go straight up. That shape is amorphous when it comes to the atmosphere. And if we had the most clean air, and I think we do, we have very clean air. We have the cleanest air we've had in many, many years. But the problem is that other countries, like China, which has air that's a little bit rough, it blows, and air tends to get very dirty because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. And the environmentalists refuse to acknowledge that. Same thing with garbage. In Asia, they dump much of their garbage right into the ocean. And over about...
But MDS, I'm from India, and rephrase that, MDS. I don't know what you mean in that last.
About a 1 week and 2 week journey.
Rephrase.
It flows right past Los Angeles. You've seen it. Massive amounts.
I mean,
of
he's
garbage,
right.
Almost too much to do anything about. Flowing past
Not
Los
wrong.
Angeles, past San Francisco, and then somebody will get in trouble because he dropped a cigarette on the beach. The whole thing is crazy. The primary effect of these brutal green energy policies has not been...
What do you mean, MDS? Bro, contact you? You can DM me if that's what you're talking about. On X, Instagram. Links are below. I don't know if that's what you mean.
...to help the environment, but to redistribute manufacturing and industrial activity from
You
developed
can join the
countries that follow
XCOM as
the
well.
insane rules that are put down to polluting countries that break the rules and are making a fortune. They're making a fortune. European electricity bills are now 4 to 5 times more expensive than those in China, and 2 to 3 times higher than the United States. And our bills are coming way down. You probably see that our gasoline prices are way down. You know, we have an expression, drill, baby, drill, and that's what we're doing. We're going to be much lower in a year from now. But they've come way down over the last year. As a result, every air conditioner is like very uncommon to see one in some of these countries because the electric costs are so high. So while the U.S. has approximately 1,300 heat-related deaths annually, that's a lot, Europe loses more than 175,000 people to heat deaths each year because the costs are so expensive you can't turn on an air conditioner. What is that all about? That's not Europe. That's not the Europe that I love and know. All in the name of pretending to stop.
Everything's in the
global
description,
warming
MDS.
hoax. The entire globalist concept of asking successful industrialized nations to inflict pain on themselves and radically disrupt their entire societies must be rejected completely and totally, and it must be immediate. That's why in America I withdrew from the fake Paris Climate Accord, where, by the way, America was paying so much more than every country. Others weren't paying. China didn't have to pay until 2030. Russia was given an old standard that was easy to meet, a 1990 standard. For the United States, we're supposed to pay like $1 trillion. And I said, this is another scam. The fact is, the United States has been taken advantage of by the world for many, many years, but not any longer, as you probably noticed. I unleashed massive energy production and signed historic executive orders to hunt for oil, but we don't have to do much hunting because we have the most oil of any nation anywhere, oil and gas in the world. And if you add coal, we have the most of any nation in the world. Clean, I call it clean, beautiful coal. You can do things today with coal that you couldn't have done 10 years ago, 15 years. So I have a little standing order in the White House. Never use the word coal, only use the words clean, beautiful coal. Sounds much better, doesn't it? But we stand ready to provide any country with abundant, affordable energy supplies if you need them, when most of you do. We're proudly exporting energy all over the world. We're now the largest exporter. In the United States, we want trade and robust commerce with all nations, everybody. We want to help nations. We're going to help nations. But it must also be fair and reciprocal. The challenge with trade is much the same with climate. The countries that follow the rules, and all their factories have been plundered. It's really sad to watch. They've been broken. They've been broken by countries that broke the rules. That's why the United States is now applying tariffs to other countries, and much as these tariffs were for many years applied to us, uncontrollably applied to us. We've used tariffs as a defense mechanism under the Trump administration, including my first term, where hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs were taken in. And by the way, we had the lowest inflation, and now we have very low inflation. The only thing different is that we have hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into our country. But this is how we will ensure that the system works for everyone and is sustainable into the future. We're also using tariffs to defend our sovereignty and security throughout the world, including against nations that have taken advantage of former U.S. administrations for decades, including the most corrupt, incompetent administration in history, the sleepy Joe Biden administration. Brazil now faces major tariffs in response to its unprecedented efforts to interfere in the rights and freedoms of our American citizens and others, with censorship, repression, weaponization, judicial corruption, and targeting of political critics in the United States. I have a little problem saying this because I must tell you, I was walking in and the leader of Brazil was walking out. We saw him and I saw him, he saw me, and we embraced. And then I'm saying, can you believe I'm going to be saying this in just 2 minutes? But we actually agreed that we would meet next week. We didn't have much time to talk, like about 20 seconds. They were in retrospect, I'm glad I waited because this thing didn't work out too well. But we did talk, we had a good talk, and we agreed to meet next week, if that's of interest. But he seemed like a very nice man, actually. He liked me, I liked him. But if you, and I only do business with people I like. When I don't like them, I don't like them. But we had, at least for about 39 seconds, we had excellent chemistry. It's a good sign. But also in the past, Brazil, can you believe this, unfairly tariffed our nation, but now because of our tariffs, we are hitting them back, and we're hitting them back very hard. As president, I will always defend our national sovereignty and the rights of American citizens. So I'm very sorry to say this, that Brazil is doing poorly and will continue to do poorly. They can only do well when they're working with us. Without us, they will fail, just as others have failed. It's true. Next year, the United States will celebrate the 250th anniversary of our glorious independence, a testament to enduring power and American freedom and spirit. We will also be proudly hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
This is crazy. He is saying all this in front of every single, not world leader, but all their like elected officials, the cabinets. To put it in, give an example, all the leaders, cabinet members are there, like everyone important, the trade person, like Scott Bessent from Trump's team is there, Marco Rubio, like there are very high level people there. This is the United Nations General Assembly, and Trump is literally saying that your countries are doing scams, Green Deal, etc., etc. Brazil did this. I'm terrifying all of you. I mean, he is just putting it straight out there for all of them. Right in front of their face.
It's going to be very exciting. I hope you all come. I hope that countless people from all over the globe.
The GOAT himself.
What's up, Turo? Will be great celebrations of liberty and human achievement, and that together we all can rejoice in the miracles of history that began in July 4th.
We're ripping up hard.
When we founded the.
I did not expect that. I thought they would liquidity sweep down on this bottom. Thought they would do it. So a couple longs got through. Are going to make it out.
Light to all nations, and it's something really that is an amazing thing.
Thank you, Thurman, popping up.
The United States of America.
Meyer strategy coming up. Video coming up. ES starting to pop. ES is still below the VWAP 200 SMA 100 MA low.
Values. And those values, really, that we hold so dear together.
And Q's popping hard, though.
Free speech and free expression. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. And let us safeguard our sovereignty and cherish qualities that have made each of our nations so special, incredible, and extraordinary. In closing, I just want to repeat that immigration and the high cost of so-called green renewable energy is destroying a large part of the free world and a large part of our planet. Countries that cherish freedom are fading fast because of their policies on these two subjects. You need strong borders and traditional energy sources if you are going to be great again. Whether you have come from north or south, east or west, near or far, every leader in this beautiful hall today represents a rich culture, a noble history, and a proud heritage that makes each nation majestic and unique, unlike anything else in human history or any other place on the face of the earth. From London to Lima, from Rome to Athens, from Paris to Seoul, from Cairo to Tokyo and Amsterdam to right here in New York City, we stand on the shoulders of the leaders and legends, generals and giants, heroes and titans who won and built our beloved nations, all of our nations, with their own courage, strength, spirit, and skill. Our ancestors climbed mountains, conquered oceans, crossed deserts, and trekked over wide open plains. They charged into thunderous battles, plunged into grave dangers, and they were soldiers and farmers and workers and warriors and explorers and patriots. They built towns into cities, tribes into kingdoms, ideas into industries, and small islands into mighty empires. You're a part of all of that. They were champions for their people who never gave up and who never, ever gave in.
I think the teleprompter is back online.
Values defined our national identities. Their visions forged our magnificent destiny. Everybody in this room is a part of it in your own way. Each of us inherits the deeds and the myths, the triumphs, the legacies of our own heroes and founders who so bravely showed us the way. Our ancestors gave everything for homelands that they defended with pride, with sweat, with blood, with life, and with death. Now the righteous task of protecting the nations that they built belongs to each and every one of us.
MDS, this should be auto-dubbed. It should be auto-dubbed. I'm not sure if I have that setting on. I'm not sure if you have to wait for the stream to end and the video to get processed. Then it'll be auto-dubbed. I'm not sure. I doubt they do it live, but it's possible, I guess.
Together, let us uphold our sacred duty to our people and to our citizens. Let us protect their borders, ensure their safety, preserve their cultures, treasure, and traditions, and fight, fight, fight for their precious dreams and their cherished freedoms. And in friendship and really a beautiful vision, let us all work together to build a bright, beautiful planet, a planet that we all share, a planet of peace and a world that is richer, better, and more beautiful than ever before. That can happen. It will happen. It will happen, and I hope it can happen and start right now, right at this moment. We'll turn it around. We're going to make our countries better, safer, more beautiful. We're going to take care of our people. Thank you very much. It's been an honor. God bless the nations of the world. Thank you very much. Bye.
On behalf of the Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the United States.
All right, that was President Trump delivering remarks to the United Nations General Assembly. Very nice. All right, let's catch up on some news. If Trump tweet anything, etc., etc. We are starting an uptrend, by the way. U.S. to sell 100 billion four-week bills on September 25th to settle on September 30th. Iran meets France, UK, Germany for nuclear talks at the UN. Next news on the docket. News for the docket for the day. 11:10 right now. Trump is in a bilateral meeting that is not being broadcasted. News could start flowing in from tweets, etc., etc. Maybe some people will put it in. When it comes in, I will say it. When it comes into the feed. At 12:35, we had Fed Jerome Powell speaking. That is in about 1 hour. 12:35 p.m. Fed Jerome Powell, good afternoon, is speaking. Then we have 1 p.m. Trump bilateral meeting. 1 p.m. as well, U.S. 2-year note, high yield bid to cover. Then 2:30 p.m. Trump multilateral meeting. And that is pretty much it. All right, let's check for any Trump tweets. Whoa, Trump tweeted. Let's synopsize this. Boom, 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 boom. Trump's just going off on transgender, radical left Democrats. After reviewing the details of the unserious and ridiculous demands being made by the minority radical left Democrats in the return for their votes to keep our thriving country open, I've decided that no meeting with their congressional leaders could possibly be productive. They are threatening to shut down the government of the United States unless they can have over $1 trillion in new spending to continue free healthcare for illegal aliens, a monumental cost, force taxpayers to fund transgender surgeries for minors, and have dead people in the Medicare rolls, allowing illegal alien criminals to steal billions of dollars in American taxpayer benefits, try to force our country to open again our borders to criminals and to the world, allow men to play in women's sports, etc., etc. Radical left ludicrous. They are trying to eliminate the popular $50 billion rural and vulnerable hospital fund. What else is in here? They must do their job. Otherwise, it will be just another long, brutal slog through the radicalization quicksand. To leaders of the Democrat Party, the ball is in your court. I look forward to meeting with you when you become realistic about things that our country stands for. All right. Government open. Patriots holding American citizens hostage. So he's basically telling them they need to stop and let's not have a government shutdown. Basically the synopsis. China's foreign minister Wang Yi, China-U.S. relations showing signs of stabilization. Stabilization. What's up, Elijah? Hopefully you guys have been doing well. Turo, Elijah, Todd, Justin, Sadri, Miguel, JL. Hopefully you guys are doing well. NQ could get whacked here. The volume's coming up for the sellers. They do not want to get above this trend line. They do not want to get above this trend line, this VWAP. They do not want to do it. It's happening now. We have that pivot point to the upside as well at 24,973. If you guys are new here, smash that like button, follow the stream, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're live every day at 9:30 a.m. EST, trading the market. The ES looks weak. Looks like it wants to flush down. Nvidia holding at down 1.8%. MicroStrategy flipping green. Apple flipping green. For now, the NQ is rejecting. We broke through that trend line though. If we can hold, these may start trending up. Bitcoin's coming up. We're above the 21 EMA as well for the NQ 5-minute. All right. All right. Could we get a V-shaped recover? Start up trying to get a V-shaped recover. ES get above the VWAP to our SMA 100 MA. Could we? They are rounding up. Thank you. Try to tap that VWAP again. Alright, let's put some risk on 5 contracts long. Up 180, up 160, tap of the VWAP, we need to break it.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted.
Alright, 20-point stop. See if we get it. I'll sell 2 at that pivot point.
Order submitted.
Looking a little weak. ES wants to come down. Bitcoin's propping up. We'll see. Let's sell 2 more right there.
Order submitted.
And then the final one, probably here.
Order submitted.
Let's see. We're about to hit TP1, 5 points away. Sell 2 contracts up 400, 460, 380, 5 contracts long. Breaking above the trend line, 21 EMA. Very nice. Pick up. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, sir. Trying to get above the VWAP. ES is still below the VWAP to our SMA 100 MA. Nvidia starting to edge up. MicroStrategy starting to edge up. Pound tier holding 1.2% up. Meta coming up. MicroStrategy flipping red. Could reject. We'll see. What's up, Diplomat? Felt like I haven't seen you in forever, Diplomat. Appreciate it, man. Trying to come down. Need to hold that VWAP. Yes, needs to go. Down 40, up 10. Rejecting the VWAP for now. Still above the 21 EMA. We lose that 21 EMA on the NQ5 minute. This is not good. Very bearish wick as well. NQ 30 minutes still looks alright. Still have some cards. We'll see. Looking down 400, 440. Liquidity sweeping down, about to tap the 21 EMA for the NQ2 minute. Starting to get bearish candles, the NQ 30 minute. ES wicking down. RSA going below the MA, below neutral. Apple trying to flip red. MicroStrategy back green. Bitcoin's pumping pretty hard. With liquidity sweeping down 700, down 600. NQ 30 minute looking bearish. Not great. Not great. Tapping the 20 May. Falling below the 20 May on the NQ5 minute chart as well. Also, the volatility isn't really there, so we could just slow grind down. We're only down 5 points. Nothing major. MicroStrategy back red. We need Apple to flip green. We need MicroStrategy to keep pumping. We need Nvidia to come up. Bitcoin's doing its thing, so ES should pop. We'll see. See you, chat. Could be wrong. So far, I am down 1,000. It's not letting go of this 20 May for now. Don't like how I rejected the NQ5 minute 20 May though. Don't like that. Not at all. Looking bearish. $13 points away from being stopped. 10 points down. Good afternoon. If it bounces here, it's a higher low. Nice. Apple close to flipping green. See if we can go. ES starting to bounce. Come on, down 300, down 360, down 4. 5 contracts long. Down 400. Down 415. 21 EMA trying to be reclaimed by the NQ5 minute. Down 5. Down 6. ES starting to get rejected. Apple flipping green. We need MicroStrategy to come up. We need Nvidia to hold and come. That's a higher low. Technically. Technically. Come up. Wake it up. Needs to get above that VWAP. Has some hurdles to get through. VWAP at 24,967. Right there. Down 390. ES is coming up. Beautiful. Come on. Come on. Stuck in this consolidation range. Be very careful if you're trading those. You can very easily continue the waterfall. Very easily. We are overextended the past week, couple weeks. Very easily continue down. That's kind of what it's doing. ES starting to wick down. Just in case you don't know, look at this NQ chart. Let me zoom in. Look at this. Straight up, a little pullback here. Nothing major. But look at this. Straight up, pullback. Straight up, pullback. Straight up, is going to pull back. Could continue up. Doesn't have to. But eventually it will. When will that be is the question. NQ 30 minutes starting to look weak. If it stops there on this candle, that's a lower high. It has 9 seconds. Could be a lower high here. Not good. Rejecting the NQ 5 minute, 20 minute as well. Needs to reclaim it. Go up, let's go. Appreciate we go. Could be a little double bottom, we'll see. ES looks like it wants to flush. Nvidia coming down. Apple flipping back red. Gonna be against it. Alright. That's a higher low into a lower high. Not great. Jeff, the stop loss is right here. At 24,940. Take profits or up top. Alright, that's a little double bottom. It needs to go. It needs to get above that VWAP. ASAP. ES is starting to pump up. Very nice. If it can continue, if Nvidia can start edging up, if Apple can turn back green, MicroStrategy can turn back, this has a shot. Could just be faking it up to set down as well. Find out very soon. Silver is at $44.50 an ounce, up 33 cents for the day. Gold is sitting at $3,795, up $41.40 for the day. Silver and gold are doing very good. China is buying a lot of bullion. That is why. That's one of the reasons. I predict a top of 52 on silver. We'll see if I'm correct. Could short squeeze all the way to 72 though. But that's kind of where I'm eyeing it. You might like an HMA on leg 29. Try it out. I do. HMA. What is an HMA? A whole moving average? The whole moving average is known for its smooth appearance and fast response to price changes. However, to fully harness its power, traders must know how to fine-tune the settings based on the trading style and market conditions. Guidance on entry and exit points, position sizing, risk management. Looking at this, we're still at the same level. Looking at this though. So it's a weighted moving average. Aims to significantly reduce lag compared to traditional simple moving averages and so it's just rapid, less lag, less latency. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I'll check it out, maybe. Might add to the repertoire. Down 800, down 700, 5 contracts long. Down 600, down 500. Sorry, pump up. It's kind of a, that's still a lower low. But could act as a double bottom and prop this above the VWAP. Trying to get above the NQ 5-minute 20 May. Trying. It is trying. Normally, I would add. If it gets above this NQ 5-minute 20 May, normally I add. But it's high risk. I don't like where the stocks are at right now. How bearish Nvidia is. How Apple keeps flipping red and is now down 0.12%. That's kind of the time to do it, the best time. But if things were a little better, if Bitcoin was back to propping up, I would consider it, but I'm not going to add to those. Even though it would likely work. But I'm just not going to do it this time around. A little too much risk for my liking. This much consolidation, and they haven't wicked it down to that low. I don't fully love it. But I am in and did take it. Because it does have a shot. ES is trying to pump up, get above that MA, getting swatted down for now. Just a little pump, NASDAQ. Come on. Just a little wee pump. Just 30 points, sir. 30 points, sir. Lloyd said, gotta log off now. Catch you all soon. See you tomorrow, Lloyd. Appreciate it, man. Good stuff. Hopefully you did well today. Hopefully. I have not let me do the poll. See where you guys ended up. We're wicked down. About to be stopped out. Alright, vote the poll. How did you end up today? Are you profitable, negative, or learning? Profitable, negative, or learning? How did you end up today? How did you trade? Vote in the poll. We'll take a look in a minute. Finalize it. We're 10 points away from being stopped out. We have news. In around 1 hour, Fed Powell is speaking. Jerome Powell is speaking in 1 hour. We're likely to get stopped out. This NQ 30-minute is looking horrendous. Nvidia is starting to prop. Bitcoin still is doing good, but it's not looking good. Down 15, down 16, down 1,700, 5 contracts long. $25-point stop. Billy Bob, what course would you recommend for someone starting out, trying to go full time? You can learn everything for free on YouTube. Just watch the people who resonate with your strategy the most, take the best from them, learn from their mistakes, and just takes time, takes experience, repetition. As I lose this trade, you can watch and take some lessons from this one right here. Should have waited for the confirmation above that VWAP. Instead, got in a little early. It did pump, and we're about to be stopped out and stop.
Order canceled.
Minus 2,300. It'd be a biatch if it hunted our stop right there and then went. Hopefully, it flushes all the way down. Flushes that pre-market low. The low of day at 24,929. 24,929. Hopefully it flushes that. Looks like it will. It had a shot. Tapped that VWAP. Looking like it was going to break the trend line. and then it went south. Took a stab at it though. Took a stab at it. I'm not gonna mess with any more longs. It's gonna waterfall pretty substantially. ES is waterfalling. Not good. Debating on whether or not to take a scalp. It's a little risky. I think I must stay away from it. Tom said I'm only up 2R today. I won another trade so I could be up 3R. What's up, Magister? Low. It is wicking off. It's on its way down right now. You knew, Lloyd. You knew. What's up? Hello. Waking through the low of day. Tapping it. This could get out of hand, so I'm not going to touch it, but I could scalp along once the liquidity seeps down. I think it has another leg. Another leg lower. And then there's a potential for a scalp, but I'm not going to take it. ES started bounce. It's a nice 10-point scalp if you predicted that double bottom. A little too high risk for my liking. Yo, Jess Instruments, you play, Nate? Now? I don't know what you just said, Master. Magister. No idea what you just said. It's here where it makes a move up. I'm not going to take it anymore, though. This is the NASDAQ future indices. Future NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures. US 100. Appreciate it, Magister. Appreciate it. If you guys are still going to trade this, the docket for today. Docket for today, 12:35. Fed Jerome Powell is speaking. Very important. Be on the lookout. 12:35 p.m. today. 1 p.m. Trump bilateral meeting. 1 p.m. also U.S. 2-year note high yield beta cover. Then 2:30 p.m. Trump multilateral meeting. And then aftermarket, Trump speaking at UN reception. Tomorrow we have 7 a.m. U.S. MBA mortgage applications. U.S. MBA 30-year mortgage rate. 10 a.m. EST tomorrow. U.S. new home sales. U.S. new home sales. 10:30 a.m. EIA crude oil inventories. Dallas Fed energy survey. Then EIA gasoline inventories, distillate inventories, crude Cushing inventories. Then 12:30 p.m. tomorrow, EST, BOE Greeny speaking. Then 1 p.m. US 5-year note high yield. Probably volatility dying around the same time tomorrow. What is today? Thursday should be good volatility for a bit. Have good news, 8:30, 9, 10, 11. Pretty good news. Probably die around 12:30 today. That day, Thursday. And then Friday will probably be good for the first hour or two. So should be a pretty good week of trading. Pretty good week. Let me see if Trump tweeted anymore. Trump said 7 minutes ago, it was a great honor to speak before the United Nations. I believe the speech was very well received. It focused very much on energy and migration and immigration. I have been talking about this for a long period of time on this forum. Was the absolute best from the standpoint of making these two important statements. I hope everyone gets to watch it. The teleprompter was broken and the escalator came to a sudden halt as we were riding up to the podium. But both of those events probably made this speech more interesting than it would have been otherwise. It is always an honor to speak at the United Nations, even if their equipment is somewhat faulty. Make America great again. You don't know, all the leaders of the world are at that UN. At that United Nations General Assembly. That is the lower high. I'm not going to trade anymore. We are done for the day. I'll be back tomorrow. In how many hours? Powell in 30 minutes. Powell in 30 minutes at 12:35 p.m. Diplomat. 12:35 p.m. today in like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So be on the lookout for him. 12:35 p.m. Fed Powell speaking. Then 1 p.m. Trump bilateral meeting. And then U.S. 2-year note. So be on the lookout for that. Link is below for news if you need it. So check it out there. Pretty good day. Results weren't that good today, but the execution was there. Not bad. Also was a little unsure today, not as certain as the what direction and just what the market wanted to do. So I did play with stops most of today. Wasn't bad. We'll be back tomorrow, chat. We'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate Magister, Diplomat, Tom, Lloyd, Jeff, Miguel, Elijah, Chaos, Norman, Gapper. Appreciate all you guys. Love you guys. I will be back tomorrow. I'm working on the simulator. I'm gonna end the stream early today. May stream a little longer tomorrow. There's pretty good news, and then Trump will be doing stuff as well. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. EST. Persevere through resistance. Do not fear the unknown. Do not fear missing out. And there are no missed opportunities. Only the next one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.